not doing it, you are basically wasting a lot of time. Example of time wasting things that you do. See, if you are creating a wireframe, if you are creating PPTs to show screenshots, or if you are creating an entire JPEG of the requirement, or you are doing the paper sketch, these are all things people do in lieu of prototyping, right? And almost all of these things serve no purpose other than getting you to start, because then you end up changing things again. And anyone who has built a slightly complex application knows this. Even though you have this, when you start building things, you start changing things, and that's what prototyping is all about. So when you are so basically, why should prototype, right? I'll give you an example, right? So we have a customer who came to us, and we had to build a mobile application for it, along with a web portal, and it was about 6 months old project, and they had came up with one-pager requirement, like these things we want to do. Now when we asked them to give us requirement, they're like, we don't know, right? So what we did was, we spent first 3 weeks with them just prototyping. So what we said, this is what we think this one line means, and we just created something, a rough something, and said, is this what you're looking for, or do you want to change something? Right? That was what we did as a part of prototyping. And I believe when you're building anything slightly complex than a simple website, you should prototype, because a lot of requirements get clear when you start prototyping. And best part is, once you close the prototyping, your customers or customers, they get to play around with it and give them the feedback way early. So instead of midway through the cycle of development, when they will start giving you feedback and you have to start changing everything upfront, and create the delays in your projects, what you should be doing is create a prototype, get them the early feedback. Prototype is the cheapest way to make corrections. And this is the first thing you should be doing. This is the cheapest way to make corrections. If you are building an application and you need to change something, prototype is the stage where you should change it, not even JPEG. JPEG is still costlier. So question was, for me, being a WordPress developer, how do we create a prototype? Before that, there are a lot of prototyping softwares available. Right? They say they will bring you interactive systems. They give you a lot of things to drag, drop, and create your prototypes. But then anyone who has used WordPress extensively, right, knows you can use WordPress as a prototyping tool. Have any one of you ever used WordPress, or have you ever created a prototype? No. Yeah. So have you ever thought using WordPress as a prototyping tool? No? Yes. Good.
So we are working on kind of a requirement for internal projects. So rather than creating it from scratch with any framework, I thought of first creating MVP kind of thing with WordPress.
Yes, and that's where WordPress rocks. So for them, we started by creating entire prototype on WordPress. So we built the entire mobile application that they needed based on what we think they should have, right? Because they had a one-page requirement and said build it, and show me after a month we need a demo, right? So we created the entire demo for them on WordPress. So a lot of people find it difficult to understand, can WordPress be used as a prototyping tool? Is it not a CMS, right? But if you look at the web application component, right, when you start breaking down a web application, right, these are the 5 major things that have in any application. If I'm missing something, feel free to point it out. I'll read it. One of them is data structures, contents, right? Other is layout, then input forms or forms. Then there are workflows, do this, then that, and then the users, of course. So these are the 5 things that an application can be deconstructed into. Any web application or mobile application can be deconstructed into. And this is what, so what I'm going to show you is basically how all these things can be done in WordPress without writing single line of code. So you don't have to be a developer to learn WordPress to create a prototype. And that's the beauty of WordPress is. Of course, when I'm saying this, not all things can be created without it. Sometimes you do have to write, certain scenarios you do have to write code, but that's like about 10% of the whole requirement. But you can always, hard code the stuff while you're doing prototyping. So So the maximum code you'll end up writing is this HTML, additional HTML. Right? So just in case you don't have something, you just write HTML to show how it will look. So some of the tools that are available for us to start creating prototypes. If you are a logical guy and you understand the systems, then one of the first things you will need is something to create custom post types. Custom post types and taxonomies can be created using custom post type UI. This plugin allows you to, without writing code, create all the post types you need so that you can keep your data. Example being, let's say you have a system where you need to show testimonials. You create a CPT, put your testimonials here, and you will be able to show it. So that's the data structure. Then a lot of objects require more properties, like testimonial, for example, has properties like name of the person who is giving the testimonial, designation, URL, the actual content, right? So sometimes in WordPress you need to understand meta fields. So you need to create custom meta fields, right? So ACF allows you to create custom meta fields. If you are looking to share with your user, like, so that he can actually add metadata and show the full working side. Then to show this data that you have created, right, you can use custom content shortcode. This plugin allows you to, all the data that you just put into the system, fetch it out and display. Again, these are just shortcodes. So they are like so simple. All you need to understand few commands and you will be able to do it. And if you look at the options, they have given like loops, views. So it's slightly technical, no doubt. It's slightly technical when it comes to other tools. But then it also means it gives you more power and flexibility to create a prototype as close to your original requirement as possible. For layouts, then comes the layouts, like how do you make it look good? Because ultimately when people start looking at it, who are non-devs, they want things to look good. If this is not looking good, the only thing they are concerned about is looks. Everything else is secondary. Not functional, doesn't matter. It just doesn't look not look. So you need to put, you can use shortcode ultimate plugin that allows you to lay out the things properly, at least as neat as possible. Use a theme or something else that gives you even more flexibility in terms of layout. But apart from that, this plugin allows you to do a lot more. Then page builder plugin, which allows you to do drag and drop. But nowadays, if you are using a good multi-purpose theme, these things come inbuilt. So page builders are also sorted. Page builders are sorted. So content layout, showing of content is easy, which means it's even easier now to create more rich, more complex prototypes using this at a faster pace than any other tool you will use to create a prototype. With users, right, profile builder allows you to create variety of user scenarios. Like you can create, okay, what are the data you want to capture when a user registers? Create it here. It will show in the registration form. So this is like, more complex user registration forms. Something that other form prototyping tool will never let you do it. So you can actually tell your end customer, try registering and see if what you think you want to capture, people are willing to fill it or not. So it's much better when it comes to getting people to fill things. S2 member framework allows you to do a lot more complex member scenarios or user scenarios. If you understand this, you can start creating a lot more complex scenarios as prototype with S2 framework. Forms. So there are a lot of plugins, two of them like Formidable Form and Ninja Forms are the popular ones right now. And you can use any of them to get all sorts of them and capture data. Best part is they come with tons of add-ons, so you can actually push data to all other third-party sites as well. So some of your workflows will get sorted just by using these input forms. Then workflows. This is something that almost all other prototyping tools face in. With WordPress, a lot of ready-to-use workflows are available to you. You are creating a social site, or you have a social site idea. Boom, social plugin is there. You are looking for an e-commerce workflow, there. You are looking for newsletters, it's there. You are looking for whatever, editorial flows, it's there. You are looking for events, it's there. And many more. Like I can only put these high level, but there are many more workflows that are available out of box in WordPress if you are creating prototypes. So whenever you are creating prototypes, put up a plugin, find a plugin, and you are done. Like you can show a workflow moving, and then you can ask your users to customize. Okay, you want this? You don't want this? Like for example, in our case, for e-commerce, we have a marketplace guy who is using WooCommerce, for whom we put WooCommerce plugin, and WooCommerce has a whole cart flow, right? You have to add to cart and then checkout. This guy said, I don't want add to cart and checkout. I just want checkout. One click checkout, right? So so that created or cleared our prototype thing, right? Okay, this is what you want. He said we need e-commerce, we need user need to buy a product, right? So when user need to buy a product, almost all of us will go with the default flow. And if you've been building based on that one requirement, you would have built the whole thing and then said, okay, this is not what I'm looking for, right? So that's why having these workflows and showing them upfront to the user is where these workflows rock. And if you need to do custom development, right, we've been working on something called as Awesome Studio that you can use as a plugin, right? It is also a shortcode framework platform, and it will allow you to do a lot of rapid development, custom-based development to these things, more custom workflows that if you need. For example, for the client I was talking about, we use this internally, and we created a lot of custom workflows using this. And for our case, it was mostly HTML. So we created the structures. Instead of group, we put HTMLs to show the customer. Okay, so I am kind of done. So if you guys have questions or anything you want to ask, or why you should use WordPress as a prototype tool or not use, any pros and cons, anything you would like to ask or understand.
How rough are your prototypes as compared to the finished products?
Okay, so it's compared to finished product, it's quite rough. Like in when we were building, let's say we only focus on mobile flow, so we created everything with mobile flow in mind, right? So if you view it in browser, it will still show you that mobile flow. So right, so we are not trying to make it too feature rich. We are just trying to capture the requirements, capture the flow. At the same time, when someone is looking at it, it should not feel ugly, right? Because what happens if you show up something ugly, people will focus only on that, and they will ignore the flows altogether till you fix that. So we pick up a theme. We kind of we have a whole skinning CSS. So we put that skin CSS, we put the defaults, and we use that across. So it's colorful. It's usually in their brand colors. Because when you're doing prototyping, we build it in their brand colors. That is, we always do.
It makes it relatable.
How so they relate? They can see. Sometimes you don't need a UI guy after that. Like if you've done this, because okay, this layout looks good and this looks good. So don't need See, UI guy by means having graphics guy, right? HTML वाला चाहिए, HTML वाला बंदा चाहिए, HTML तो लिखना पड़ता है. Even that being said, there are a lot of ready-to-use models available now, so you don't have to actually write HTML. And that's where we end up taking our time to work is after that, we focus on creating the actual application. Website was already backend of website was ready. After we were done with the prototyping stage, based on for 3 weeks we did that, and another 2 weeks with the backend for we closed the entire backend of the site. So the backend of the entire application was sorted in first 5 weeks with the requirement frozen. The front end was still static and lot of things coming randomly, but backend was sorted. So by second month we had them starting putting actual data. So now you put the content while we design it, because we will not design without actual content. So if you don't put the content, you will not get the design at all. So they will put the content and then we design it for them. So that's how we ended up doing that. And that's why it's
So that makes us understand that it does not go to the route to a prototype, right? Like the example of direct checkout. You बोले कि ठीक है इसका दूसरा प्रोडक्ट बनाएंगे without तो it's a big problem, right? There's no plugin.
See, फिर अब अभी एक दूसरी बेनिफिट ये है कि अगर तुम डेवलपर्स अगर तुमने देखा हो, डिजाइनर्स खास तौर से यार 2 ऑप्शन दिखा, राइट? तो 2 ऑप्शन नहीं, पहला ऑप्शन देख, नहीं पसंद है यही तेरे सामने मैं कलर चेंज करता हूँ, दूसरा ऑप्शन अभी रेडी है, मेरे को दोबारा से पूरा पीएचडी में एक बटन का कलर नहीं चेंज करने का है, राइट? So that's the another benefit that WordPress gives that no other tool gives. So when you're building their prototype, show it to them in the web. They stay in the actual medium where they are going to see it, so they get the actual feel, and you can change colors on the fly. वो मतलब 10 ऑप्शन और दिखाने हैं ना, तो अगले 10 मिनट में 10 ऑप्शन दिखाए जा सकते हैं.
Towards the functionality part, UI part.
See, people generally ask UI changes. Functionality, they are okay with whatever. Very few people will come back with you know, ये नहीं यार, ये ऐसे नहीं, ऐसे करेगा. And sometimes you will be able to convince them कि नहीं, ये better है. See, I'm assuming you have put your brains to creating that prototype, right?
Yeah.
That's the assumption. So, if you just put something together and give it to them, then they will change. So, my assumption is you put a brains while creating the prototypes. So, chances of them changing the flows is different, quite low compared to them looking and commenting on the UI. And my experience is they mostly comment on UI. They don't. They assume कि the functionality तो चल ही रहा है, functionality तो बढ़िया. Sometimes you know this customer said, okay, if this is ready, can I start? Can we make it live? I said, no. Everything is not dynamic. Everything is coming from this. Like, that was the stage. So after about 6 weeks, they wanted to go live. They said, no, we have to now go back and actually build things.
So that was my follow-up question actually. What if the client falls in love with the prototype or things that isn't done?